Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
We love the 80s.
Excuse me?
Just the hits that defined a decade of music from the 80s. SNSN. Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning. And 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Mike Minarski along with John Harden. Hey, John.
Hey, Mike.
Coming in, hanging out a little bit. We got a couple of guests here. We got about three. We had three guests coming in today.
Exciting times.
We have the Cohoon Boys. We're going to talk about Skills USA.
Skills USA competition, gold medal winners.
In Georgia.
Right.
We're going to talk to them this morning, right off the bat, in about 15 minutes or so. And then after we talked to the Cohoon Brothers, we're going to talk to a gentleman by the name of Brian Culpin, who sold his house, sold his car.
Yeah,
everything.
This is a cool story.
Sold everything. Him and his wife, and I think they've got like 16 boys now. I don't know. I got a bunch. They just kept having babies. 3 or 4. Serious. And they are just going around the country.
Yeah. You need a team when you have to change a tire. So
that's true. You do need a team. Sometimes they just watch because they have no idea.
Well, they're learning. They're under instruction.
They're on assignment. So they've been on the road, I think, for about a year and a half.
Wow, they've already been.
It was
on the road.
supposed to be, from what I understand, it was a 2-year expedition, but I think it's going to go longer. And I guess they have a very exciting year planned, as Brian was telling me the other day, and he's going to talk about that.
Well, visiting parks in every state.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, in the lower 48. I don't think they're going. We can't really drive to Hawaii. There's not a ferry that goes, from LA to Honolulu, out of New London. And can you drive to Alaska?
Why wouldn't you be able to?
Well, I don't know.
Through Canada.
Well, that's what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
If they're even letting Americans up there anymore, I don't know.
Don't go to the betting street.
Well, maybe if you have to have a commercial license, I'm assuming they have a motorhome. Is that a CDL? Because Canada's kind of shy about that right now.
Yeah, a little bit. They it's actually a pole trailer, from what I understand.
Oh wow!
And
they're really doing it upright.
Yeah, and it's a huge network of people that do this, and I didn't even realize it.
This is like a community.
It is. It really is.
Nomads.
It's kind of funny, They're gypsies without being gypsies. So we'll talk to Brian Culpin after 8:15, but it really is a cool story what he does. So, all right, so I got a gripe this morning. Yeah,
starting out the morning with a gripe. I'm glad I'm pumped full of ibuprofen this morning.
Good. This should be pain free for you. So I don't really ever complain about like local businesses, especially ones that are privately owned by residents in town. I'll never, ever, ever, you'll never hear it, me, kibitzing, bitching, moaning about anybody. Because my thing is like, if you're going to, especially with the local business, if you have a problem, you're best served just talking to the owner or the manager or whatever.
You're going to ask for the manager?
Okay, Karen. So I had my morning planned today. I was going to go ahead and, I was going to get up, had a leisurely shower, and got ready for work. I got in the car, Gonna drive to McDonald's in Lisbon.
All right, right down the road. Been there many times.
All I gotta do is say McDonald's Lisbon, and we know where this is going. So get off the highway, because one of the things that I like Egg McMuffins and 2 burritos and a coffee.
All right.
I do like that combination.
Breakfast of champions.
Yeah. I even have my coffee still right here. So I got there, and I'm at the drive-thru, and nobody's saying anything. And I'm waiting. And after a couple of minutes, I go, hello? Because sometimes, you got to kind of, they go, oh, I didn't know you were there.
Right.
Yeah,
like the buzzer didn't go off in their headset or something.
Exactly. And that happens. So, hello? Still nothing.
Well, now it's set up like pit road. You got like dual lanes.
Well, then there was a guy that came in the other lane, and he got waited on and went right through. So I'm like, all right. Well, they must not have this lane turned on or something, but the screen's on. It looked like the previous order was there, blah, blah, blah. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to go. I'm going to go up to the window and order there. Well, nobody's at the first window at all. But I see some guy walking back and forth.
It's the walking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every McDonald's has that guy.
Yeah, he's out there looking around. Nobody knows who he is.
No.
But he goes back and forth.
But he has a McDonald's shirt and he walks back and forth.
So I said, all right. So a couple cars ahead of me. So I ended up going to the second window. And the lady opens, and I said, hi. I said, nobody took my order, so I figured I'd order through you. And she goes, wait a minute. I'm the only one here. I don't know what you want from me. And I went, what?
You're like an Egg McMuffin and 2 burritos and a coffee.
I said, yeah, I just want. She goes, no, you can't do that. I said, what are you talking about? I said, I waited. Nobody. So I figured I'd come up here.
Right.
I'm the only one here. Going off on me. Wow. And finally I looked at her and I said, you're having a bad day, aren't you? And she goes, you don't have it. And she's like
laying into you.
Laying into me. And I said, okay, well, can I order? No. What? You have to go all the way back around again. I said, are you serious? I said, that's kind of idiotic, don't you think?
Right.
Nope, that's what you got to do. I said, you're serious? And she goes, yep. You want food? Go around.
Wow,
yep,
really?
Yep. It made me get back in line.
Back to the drive-thru? The silent drive-thru.
The silent drive-thru. And she was so condescending. Because she knew who it was when she came right. She goes, hi, can I help you? And I went, yes, I'd like an Egg McMuffin.
You should have said, no, I'm the only one in this car.
Ah! So that's what happened.
So you're trying to patronize that business, give them your hard-earned money.
And they're telling me I got to go around again. And, like I'm a third grader and I got out of line.
Well, then you have to go to the back of the line. That's the rule. You have to hold that rope that they now make kids hold when they get in line. Back when I was growing up, we could actually just get in single file lines, but I guess kids today can't do that.
Holy crap.
But so maybe it's a point of sale terminal issue that they have. Maybe she can't ring you up from the
No. Because you know why?
I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you why that's not true. Because there have been times where I've gotten to that window. Hi, can I add on an apple pie? Hi, can I add on another soda? Sure. They take your money and that's the end of it. So it's bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Right.
And this is why you hear that the Lisbon McDonald's is crap. And you hear it over and over and over again. And they don't get any better. Why? Because it's people like that make you go around back through the drive-thru when you're right there in front of her.
Right.
I think I just scared the Cohoon boys.
Yeah. They're now taking off but that Papillon's never going to walk on this sidewalk again.
I didn't scare you guys, did I? All right, good.
He's running. I've never seen a Papillon run.
The guy that walks him, I've never seen him run ever.
We're out of here. Well, did you get your Egg McMuffin and burritos?
I did.
All right. You know why? Because you didn't ask for ice cream because the machine's broken.
Machine's always broken.
Can I have a shake? Nope.
Well, if I go around again, will
Yeah.
it be operational then?
Go to Wendy's.
Oh, Jesus.
No, but it's not
Get a
uncommon to
Frosty.
hear. Right, it's not uncommon to hear people having issues at that McDonald's, and he's the
Yeah.
only game in town.
Yeah.
That is the McDonald's.
There's nothing else there. What I
Right.
mean, what do I want to do? I want to go pay $9 for a bagel and cream cheese and a
Well, yeah, that's the
Dunkin'?
thing, right? So you get your food in a bag
Mhm.
and you eat it as you're driving to go to the next sporting event when it costs just as much as a sit-down restaurant right down the road.
Yeah, McDonald's is not cheap anymore.
No,
it's
it's
not an inexpensive option. I mean, their value meals are what are they about? They're about $10.
Yeah, it's a value. It's perspective. It's like, could we go to the Octagon Steakhouse or McDonald's? Well, McDonald's is more economical.
Not really.
No.
You bring a family of 4, you spend $57.50.
Yeah, and you get paper napkins. You're either going to get like one. You order 4 meals,
Mhm.
and here's what happens: you either get like 1 napkin, or you get 750 napkins.
Or you get cold fries. Oh, and I'm the French fry Nazi.
Oh man!
Okay, so if I here's another story.
Oh.
Same flipping McDonald's. Okay, same one. So I go through the drive-through, and I never order the large or whatever. I just get the medium, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I pull out, and I always look first before I drive away. Pull out the fries.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fries, first of all, it's in that little red box, right?
Right.
First of all, it's closed, and it's barely, and then when you open it up, the fries just sink to the bottom. And there's hardly anything in it. So I just go, okay, can I have a full order of fries?
Fresh
please?
fries.
Yeah. Well, we can't do that. Why? Well, because we can't. And I said, what? I said, can I talk to somebody about this? I mean, this is French fries,
Right.
And then I thought about it. I'm thinking, I'm bitching about French fries.
Right.
But anyway, lady comes over to the window. And I said, I just want, a full order of fries. I said, I think I'm not getting, my money's
you've
worth.
told me this,
Okay,
right?
I think I
Yeah.
did. And the lady looked at me and she said, well, that's because the French fries are sold in weight.
Right.
And I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, they're supposed to. She I don't know, she said 4 ounces or 6 ounces. I'm like, wait a minute. I said, so
Right.
you're going to tell me that you weigh the French fries? Yeah. I said, honey, I was here day one when this place opened up. I said, I was in the high school band in 1984 when you guys, well, actually it was 83,
Right.
when you guys opened up, and I'm sitting outside playing a tuba at your grand opening.
Is that
And
back?
I've never,
Did they have like the Hamburglar and the
No,
Fry Guys
no,
and stuff?
they couldn't even splurge for character breakfast.
No Grimace or
Nothing.
Oh, my goodness. Was Ronald there?
No,
Oh
he
man,
was in rehab.
this is
Reynolds in rehab.
his brother Carl was there. That's crazy. No, because they
So
have
she
the
says to me, and I looked at her and I said, I've never seen anybody weigh an order of fries. I said, in over 30, 35 years. I said, you know what? I'm going to stand right here because I was in there now. I said, and I'm going to watch how many orders of fries that you actually weigh.
right.
Here you go, sir. Here's a full order of fries.
Yeah,
That's
because
it.
they know they only have the fry shovel. It's a carefully calibrated fry shovel,
It is.
and then they put it in the little slide under the warming lights.
Cindy says, did you ever see the video of how a small fry is pretty much all you get, regardless of the size you order?
I have seen video
I
where
have
they've
not
done that
seen
with the
that, but
drinks.
I've heard
I
about
haven't
that.
Yeah,
Oh, the drinks are ridiculous. Yeah.
right. You can just pour them from cup to cup to cup. It's like the same amount.
Yeah.
That's why you got to go to Five Guys. Get a cup of fries, and then they dump a cup in the bag.
You get a whole full bag
Yeah.
of fries there. Anyway, that's my gripe. Every time I say, I'm not going to go to the Lisbon McDonald's anymore. And you know what? They have some good McDonald's, you know?
Right.
They're very good. They're fast. They're not cheap, but the food, you know, is usually hot and good and whatever. It's fast food. You know,
I love the burritos.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm sorry. Lisbon, do better. Lisbon
who
McDonald's.
Puts one person
Get it right somehow.
Who schedules only one person at breakfast time? And then where's the walking guy?
I asked.
Yeah.
He was the custodian. Said,
the walking guy is the custodian?
Yeah, I said, give him a spatula.
Give him the fry shovel. And they're like, we only have hash browns. Okay.
Yeah, all right, whatever, buddy. Potato's a potato. Just goes in that damn deep fryer. Come on up.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break. We have a couple of young men that are gonna come in. They're probably wondering, my God, I wonder if they're gonna scream at us too.
I wonder where they got breakfast this morning.
Yeah. Hopefully it wasn't Lisbon McDonald's. We'll be back in a minute right here on SNSN.
Did you know that Allstate Insurance, the Trahan agency, has 2 offices now, Plainfield and East Lyme? And that's good news for you, since Kevin Trahan has been in the insurance business for well over a quarter of a century. Plus, he's easy to find. Just search in any browser, Kevin Trahan, Allstate Insurance. And when you get to his Facebook page, you'll find tons of helpful information on questions you may not even have thought to ask. Allstate Insurance, Trahan Agency, Plainfield and East Lyme, proud sponsor of Griswold Youth Football.
Hi, Miranda Mahoney here from Grizzle Pride, your local drug prevention coalition. So, marijuana, now legal in Connecticut, but there are some things you really should know. It's only legal for people 21 and older. And always secure your cannabis products like edibles, vape pens, dabs, and of course marijuana in a locking storage container and keep it out of sight and of reach of kids. Kids don't know the difference between a THC edible gummy and a candy gummy you might buy at a store. There's many resources available at grizzlepride.org or our Facebook and Instagram pages. And parents, you are your child's greatest influence. Talk early, talk often about the risks of substance use on their developing brains. Check out grizzlepride.org. grizzlepride.org. grizzlepride.org.
The issue of guns and gun ownership has been a white-hot topic locally in the recent past. Is gun ownership for everyone? Maybe. However, if you want to investigate gun ownership, do it the right way by visiting Swamp Yankee Arms on North Main Street, Jewett City. They can assist with consultation and, of course, proper training in regards to gun ownership and use. Swamp Yankee Arms is a community partner. Swamp Yankee Arms. Find them on Facebook. Proud sponsor of Griswold Baseball.
Hi, this is Lisa Griffin of Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank. Well, some banks offer checking account rewards, and some banks rebate ATM withdrawal fees. At Eastern, we say, why choose? Check out our Kasasa checking accounts and find out how you can get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com, call us at 860-889-7381, or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank with offices in Norwich, Jewett City, and Plainfield. Member FDIC. Do you, Kasasa?
You see the signs everywhere. No alcohol if under 21. No tobacco under 21. No vaping supplies under 21. It's 21 for a reason.
Youth that use alcohol are more likely to engage in other risky behaviors, such as gambling. Learn the warning signs and how to talk to your children about addiction.
It's 21 for a reason. Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
Family owned and operated. That's something you don't hear too often anymore. Highway Campers of Plainfield is now 3 generations in and going strong. If you're looking to upgrade or get your first RV, contact the family that knows RVs, Highway Campers. They'll walk you through the process of finding the right RV for you and can even finance it for you. Visit www.highwaycampers.com and find your home on wheels. After all, home is where you park it. Highway Campers is a proud supporter of Griswold Youth Football.
There are 2 types of traffic control devices that require drivers to come to a complete stop before proceeding forward: red lights and stop signs. According to statistics published by the National Highways Traffic Safety Administration, an average of 2 people die each day in the United States in automobile collisions caused by someone running a red light, and over 120,000 are injured. 45% of all crashes occur at intersections where someone often has a stop sign or red light and fails to stop and or yield the right of way after stopping. When the driver fails to stop for a traffic control device, the results can be deadly, particularly if they are rushing to beat a yellow light. Failing to stop constitutes negligence on the part of the vehicle operator. The following has been brought to you by Griswold Health and Safety.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning. And 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. We have, like I said, some cool guests today. A couple different ways, and they're waving already.
They're pros.
Start doing the going like this. Hey, what's up, gentlemen?
Hi.
How are you?
A little sick, but I'm doing all right.
You're doing all right? All right. So, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Well, I'm Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the oldest of us two, and the shortest.
Yeah, I was noticing that. Yeah.
I'm a senior from Norwich Tech, and I won skills for the electronics technology competition.
Okay.
Well, I'm Justin. I'm the younger brother. I'm a freshman at Grosso Tech.
And my voice is just as deep, and I beat him up.
No, he's actually a good brother. And
you feel safe?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I won the technical computer applications contest for Steels USA.
Got it. So John, now you know
the Cohoon family.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Who do you not know? That's a really bad question because you can't answer because you don't know them.
Right. I don't know who I don't know.
That's right.
But I'll meet you and I'll introduce myself.
Hi, I'm John.
No, me and their father Steve actually served together in the Navy.
Oh, okay. Same boat or?
No, we were on shore duty at the Naval Submarine School together.
Gotcha. All right, so guys, how did you get involved in the Skills USA competition? Well, first of all, tell us what Skills USA is.
Well, Skills USA is a nonprofit organization that tests students' abilities in specific competitions. I can't explain it as well as they do on their own website, but you're
doing fine.
I think there's college, high school. I don't know if it goes below high school.
I don't think it goes below high school, no.
But it just tests your aptitude and different skills.
Yeah, and it begins with they have regional competitions in the states. So each state, you'll depending on how big it is, you'll have different regions, and then after regionals, regionals has a certain number of competitions, like certain type of competitions, and then on the state level, you have trade competitions, which you have things like for my trade, I'm in information technology at Grosso Tech, and they have the trade competition for that is technical computer applications, and I mean like he's in EEE, which is pre-electrical engineering and applied electronics. His trade competition is the electronics technology, and then after statewide competitions, you go to nationals if you win state.
Mm-hmm.
If you win states,
if you win first in your competition.
Yeah, if you win first. Only.
So you guys both won first.
Yep.
In states, that's a heck of an accomplishment, right? I would think.
Yeah, just the fact that you would win states alone is an accomplishment. Then to have two brothers in two different categories win it.
Two different schools, two different
categories. Yeah.
So you know it ain't fixed at that point.
No.
You guys just know your stuff apparently.
My brother's a freshman, so.
And I thought that was pretty remarkable. Now, were you in the competition the first 3 years you were eligible, or?
I didn't participate my sophomore year, but last year during COVID, I participated. I didn't place, and it was weird. It wasn't like the traditional competitions.
Sure. Because was it online?
COVID, yeah. Because of COVID, they had to like redesign it to fit online.
Right. Sure. Weird. That makes sense. So what did you have to do this year that got you first place? I'm going to ask both of you the same question.
You want to go first?
Sure. I'm not sure if I'm I know that the judge at my competition, he said not to sort of, I suppose you can call it just leak what you do in the competitions, but in
general,
if
you can't talk about it.
Well, I could say I'll just say the general.
Like, do we have an abstract of your submission?
You can give a general gist of it. You can't go into the details.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say exactly what you did. So I did some things with Google Cloud applications, so that it's Google Docs, Google Sites, etc. And then there was also Microsoft Office, various tasks with that, and then there were some things related to virtualization with computers, which is kind of
I don't even know what that word is.
Yeah.
You got to break it down.
I'm not sure how to exactly describe it because I feel like I'm just going to butcher it if I say if I try to say a definition. But it's kind of like running a computer inside of a computer essentially, but not really. It's like you have Windows, right? I could basically have another computer running Windows inside of that.
Like a virtual machine?
Yeah, virtual machine.
So what's the benefit of that?
Well,
two's better than one?
There's different scenarios for it. So in some companies, what they'll do is essentially you'll have a server, and then that will host a bunch of virtual machines, and then you can sort of let's say at home, for a lot. I know it's been used a lot in COVID, where you would essentially connect to the virtual machine from your house, and then you would just be running on the network of the company, but the actual company network would be somewhere in a different building. So essentially,
but running the virtual machine.
Yeah. So if you could have a server here running virtual machines that you could connect to from my own house, and then I could basically access the server or something like that, or data that's only stored here. If that makes
sense. Node.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not sure how to exactly explain it, but there's a bunch of different scenarios for virtual machines. Some people use it for you could test viruses and stuff like that, and different programs for compatibility and whatnot, because you're literally you're hosting an operating system inside of one, and it's unaffected by any other whatever you do inside of the virtual machine it's unaffected by everything.
I'm literally mind blown.
You could operate a Linux program inside of a Windows
program.
Machine.
Yeah, essentially.
Right.
If that,
I gotcha.
Well, sure. Hey, great.
I'm not sure how to explain it. Sorry.
God,
pretty cool though. I like it.
You ever played dominoes?
Yeah.
Let's talk my level for a minute.
Yeah. Go fish.
Go fish. Old Maid.
Uno.
Those are fun, good family fun games.
He hides reverse cards up his sleeve.
I really, when he said virtualization, I'm like, what? I really was. Which I think speaks to what you do.
Yeah.
And what you know. I mean, here I am, 56, trying to figure it out. And what are you, 14? 15?
I just turned 15 I think a week ago.
A
week ago.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday, yeah.
He got a virtual machine for his birthday.
No, he actually
it was virtual.
Here you go. So now, you won the state.
Yeah.
Okay. How many competitors were in the state? In your category?
I don't know exactly, but I'll just say I think there was around 15 other kids, but it was all so I think it was all the tech schools in Connecticut. So you had some schools I think only sent one, some of them sent two. I had another person from my school that was a sophomore, but it was pretty much all the top kids, because what they do is actually before you go to states, they make you take a test, just a written, actually it's not written, but just a multiple choice test, and then whoever scores the highest in your school, they usually just send them to states. And I think I scored 5th in the state for the test, but then I somehow got first.
Good for you. All right, now what did it give us an idea what you do? And I noticed you said something. It was like a breadboarding, kind of application.
All right, this is up my alley, right?
See, now I know what a breadboard is.
Air fryer.
That's Scott fryer right there.
Yeah.
So for mine, they had us do 3 things. There was a written test, which was just a multiple choice test. There was a soldering / neatness test, where you had to put together a board they give you. And then there was a breadboarding test where you had to construct a circuit. And then what they did this time around was whoever successfully created the circuit on the breadboard and got it to work, they were then able to redesign it to fit a different number of specifications.
Now, do you know what the challenge is before you get into it? I mean, do they give you?
No.
So this is pretty much
what they do is they give you a sheet of your competition, and then there's just this big list of everything that could be on that test.
Okay, because I'm sitting there and go like doing a breadboard thing. And I'm like, I don't have a breadboard.
No, they
should supply the breadboard.
They
right?
give you
Yeah.
the breadboard, they give you the components, but you do have to supply your own tools.
So this was all solid state on the breadboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, how many people were in your category?
I'd say
Anybody else from your school or
2 others.
Okay.
And ironically, well, I won't say ironically, but we swept the podium.
Okay.
So,
You what?
Norwich Tech, we took first, second, and third in the competition.
Oh, that's right. Your teacher,
Right, yeah.
your teacher
In
had
the article,
said that. How can I ever do better?
Yeah, he's
You
like,
know?
I'm retiring now. I'm done.
So you had 15 about in your category, right?
Yeah,
In-
15
in-
or 15
I
or
had
20.
like 10 to 13, I'd say.
So about the same. About the same.
Mm.
So you win the competition. And how many different categories are there with Skills USA?
A lot.
There's a lot.
Because I noticed it said that in the article that it was about it was going to be about 6,500 kids that are going to be competing.
Well, because it's multiple states, but then there's also different levels of competition. And of course, there's the different competitions. So
okay,
there might be 2 different levels for my competition. But of course, I'm only going to be competing at the high school level.
Gotcha. And you? Same thing?
Yeah. I think there's because you have
Well, there's college students as well. Okay, so I forgot about that. I'm thinking it's just
like
high
different,
school.
right? No.
Yeah.
there's going to be like over 50, I believe. There's going to be over 50 kids for each competition. I mean, depending, there's might be some kids that may not go, but if they do go, if kids from every state go, then there'll be over 50 because I believe it also includes like Guam and Puerto Rico, like the U.S.
The territories.
So there's that, and then I think I would say there's got to be like you think like I would say a little under 100, like 70, you think, or so competitions. I don't even know.
Oh,
there were a lot of
I
them.
couldn't tell you, but there's a lot.
Because I think there were some competitions that they didn't have for our state. Because I know some of them I didn't even hear of until like they had the award ceremony, and there were only like a few kids. So I'm assuming there's got to be like a bunch of other competitions that we just don't even know about.
And there's some schools that can't do certain competitions because they don't have any trade that fits it. And it doesn't mean that you can't participate at skills if you don't go into a trade school.
Yeah.
It's just, they don't have anyone with the knowledge.
Probably help. Yeah. Wouldn't hurt.
No. So let's put this into perspective. There's all these kids. How many kids? Do you know how many kids are actually started? Thousands?
In our state or
No, just in the United States.
Well, you gotta think like if there's gonna be over 65,000 or
6,500,
6,500 people going, I'd say at least 4 or 5 times that amount.
All right, so let's say 25,000 students, right? So the competition, John, starts with 25,000 people.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then you whittle it down to, is it regionals? And then, okay,
So
states.
Well, there's regionals for some competitions, but for trade competitions, you go straight to states.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you whittle it down to states.
Right.
All right. And now figure you have 2 kids from different schools, different ages, same house.
Yeah, adjacent bedrooms, right? Yeah.
Who knows? Do you guys share a bedroom or
No.
bunk beds? I don't know. Bunk beds were cool back in the day.
Well, they did. They went to bunk bed. The other one's the lab for the experiments.
So just to get it, I mean, that's just remarkable. I mean, what are
It's
the
amazing.
odds? What are the odds?
I didn't even want to try to figure those out.
I wouldn't know.
You're the cloud guy.
Yeah, we got to code something to figure that out.
I don't know.
No, but still, that is absolutely remarkable. I mean, just what are the odds of that happening?
I couldn't even imagine. No. I mean, I didn't even finish topping my school spelling bee, so I couldn't even imagine.
Do you know who found out first, or did you guys find out at the same time?
We found out at different times.
Yeah, because you take the competition one week, and then I think it was just the next week. Usually they have an award ceremony like right after you finish your competition.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, right?
Yeah, they do, but
due to COVID, they had to they rescheduled it. They moved it, yeah, so that it was a week later. So after the week after we did our competition, we had an award ceremony, and then they sort of just go through every single competition, and they list the top 3 and
a few honorable mentions.
Yeah,
it's
it's
unreal.
amazing. I love it. So I'm assuming in the electronics, right? Because my background's in electronic, that it was more than just turning on a light bulb, right? It was a little bit more in depth than that.
Yeah.
So, all right, because we know all about the virtual machines and nodes and logging into servers.
I can hook up wires to a light bulb to a D cell.
Yeah, I can screw in the light bulb.
Yeah,
9 times out of 10.
Geez. Let's see. Victoria out there says, "Good job, guys."
Thank you.
So you're probably thinking, who's Victoria? It's just Victoria.
Thank you, Victoria.
Kirsten, why don't you come in for a minute and we'll talk to you for a second. Now you got to come on this side.
Yeah, no, mom's got to get some screen time.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Yeah, let me.
He's not saying anything.
I'm the shortest of us all, so you know.
What is it like? I mean, to have. Well, first of all, I mean, they don't seem to be competitive too much against each other.
No.
They seem to be very supportive of one another.
100%. They're super supportive of each other. And, you know, the day that they had the award ceremonies, it was really cool because we were able to watch it virtually online. So I was able to watch the award ceremony streaming live. And when they announced Justin first, you know, obviously I was beaming with pride.
Sure.
And then shortly after was Jacobs.
Yeah.
And when they announced him as winning first place, I was absolutely stunned. And within minutes, there were pictures on their school social media of the two of them with their trophy after they won. And the support that they have for each other is just amazing. There's no sibling rivalry. There's no, you know, competition between the two of them. They're completely supportive.
What if they were in the same category?
So that might be different.
Yeah.
You know, would that change? Let's say they were both in cloud applications and they were both, you know, affluent in those. Would there be a competition then?
I don't know.
He's throwing down a challenge.
The beatdown's coming.
No.
That's pretty cool. But I mean, has anybody tried to describe the odds of this actually happening to you?
I honestly don't think it's happened in Connecticut ever. I don't really know. It may have happened in some larger states. I don't know. But I doubt it's ever happened in Connecticut.
Yeah, think about that. So it's Connecticut, right? Not one of the largest states in our union.
Yep.
And then this community growing up in the Griswold Public School before they went to the technical schools. I mean, goodness gracious.
And I think it's an awesome opportunity because I don't think tech schools and trade schools by nature get the credit they deserve for the programs that they have. And I think that this is an opportunity to show that, you know, you have opportunities to succeed and grow and show your skills, you know, outside of just the general public school.
Well, I mean, let's just think of sports for a second.
Okay.
Right? You know, look at Seth Cunningham.
All
He
right.
won all area football player of the year. Now that's every school. That's not just tech schools or non-vocational schools. They're just everybody. And he's a Grizzle kid, goes to Norwich Tech and won football player of the year.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you don't see that. I mean, let's be honest. When you see like, oh, we're gonna play Norwich Tech today. We're gonna play Ellis Tech today. Yeah, whatever. But these kids are good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's no different, but just because they're in a different conference.
Yeah, but I think that says a lot about our community, really, because we have kids that have excelled in multiple different areas wherever they've gone, whether they've stayed within the Griswold Public Schools, either academically, fine arts, athletics, and then even like the technical schools here. You can't. You can't top that right there.
No.
2 gold medal winners in a national competition, brothers.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. So congratulations, guys. Good luck. When's the competition? It's in June, is it?
Yeah, 24th, I believe.
Very good.
Oh, so it was in Atlanta, right?
Yes.
Is it?
So they'll be traveling down to Atlanta. Interestingly enough, Jacob's graduation was originally planned for June 20th, and that was the beginning of the competition. And there was a little bit of stress going back and forth because we weren't quite sure how we were going to work his graduation and the skills competition. But Norwich Tech was able to move their graduation, so he'll be able to graduate.
You moved the entire graduation?
Well,
That's almost even more impressive.
That is cool.
there's 2 other seniors.
This kid's got some. He's got some
got power,
swag,
right?
man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
No, but he's going to graduate on Friday, and then Sunday they all fly down. So all of the state students all fly down to Atlanta on Sunday. They're down for the week. They have competitions and awards and team building and some trade technical conventions and things like that they attend.
If you have an opportunity, check out the aquarium. It's amazing.
That's
you
what
do
I've heard.
get some free time to just explore the city.
Yeah. The aquarium in Atlanta is they have whale sharks in the aquarium. Yeah.
What about sea unicorns? You have those?
We got those in Norwich.
Yes, sir. There we go. There we go. All right, guys. Good luck. We'll follow the competition. See you guys do. All right. Thanks for coming in today. Hope you guys feel better.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thanks,
Thank
Kirsten.
you.
No problem. All right. So you guys will be able to. This will be up online. You'll be able to go ahead and. Well, you could just clip around with it and just, take clips out and and
Photoshop it,
rearrange, and
he'll put it on his own snap.
You make me look like David Hasselhoff. He's like, who's David Hasselhoff?
Just don't eat a hamburger off the floor.
I know. In Germany, the Hoff. All right, guys.
But he ended the Cold War.
Yeah. Guys, thank you very much, and good luck. And like I said, we'll definitely keep following.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you. All right. We'll be back in a minute. Brian Culpin is going to be joining us in a minute right here on SNSN.
See the signs everywhere. No alcohol if under 21. No tobacco under 21. No vaping supplies under 21. It's 21 for a reason.
Youth that use alcohol are more likely to engage in other risky behaviors, such as gambling. Learn the warning signs and how to talk to your children about addiction.
It's 21 for a reason. Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
Hi, this is Lisa Griffin of Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank. Well, some banks offer checking account rewards, and some banks rebate ATM withdrawal fees. At Eastern, we say, why choose? Check out our Casasa checking accounts and find out how you can get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com, call us at 860-889-7381, or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank with offices in Norwich, Jewett City, and Plainfield. Member FDIC. Do you, Casasa?
Hi, Miranda Mahoney here from Grizzle Pride, your local drug prevention coalition. So, marijuana, now legal in Connecticut, but there are some things you really should know. It's only legal for people 21 and older. And always secure your cannabis products like edibles, vape pens, dabs, and of course marijuana in a locking storage container and keep it out of sight and of reach of kids. Kids don't know the difference between a THC edible gummy and a candy gummy you might buy at a store. There's many resources available at grizzlepride.org or our Facebook and Instagram pages. And parents, you are your child's greatest influence. Talk early, talk often about the risks of substance use on their developing brains. Check out grizzlepride.org. grizzlepride.org. grizzlepride.org.
Don't just wish for a winning deal. Make it dish. It will make it real. Don't just wish. Make it dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales and service center on Route 32 in North Franklin. Everyone says there's nothing better than dealing with the dishes, and here's why. Selection. We have the area's largest inventory of off-lease, one-owner vehicles of all makes and models. You name it, we got it, or I'll get it for you at no additional charge. Quality. Each vehicle goes through a rigorous 120-point safety and quality check. Nothing leaves the lot without my personal approval. Convenience. We have financing sources for almost any situation. We offer on-site registration processing, and we have maintenance programs for years of stress-free ownership. And now now open for all your maintenance needs. Our full-service repair facility, where oil changes start at just $19.99. Call today for your appointment or just stop by. So save thousands and deal with the dishes. Route 32, North Franklin. Or check us out online at dishfranklin.com. Or ring us, 860-383-4750.
Don't just quit. Make a dish.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning. And 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
All right, we're back. Good morning, Brian. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Very good. John, can you hear him?
Barely. I heard a little bit.
Yeah, I think you can take those off because I got one ear out. It's actually going to come through the computer.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's not the headphone?
No. All right, so I didn't know how. I don't even know how my studio works. Yeah, I don't even. All right, we are back here at SNSN. A nice conversation with the Cohoon Brothers.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, who are both going to a national competition. Two brothers, both finalists in the same house, and they go to different schools. That's weird and very rare.
Yeah, but they had different technical areas. So they went to the technical school that offered what their interests lied in.
Exactly. All right, moving on. Now we have Brian Culpin, as you can see him on the screen. Brian is somebody that just, he's a nomad of sorts now. Brian, I'll let you, if you would, please start off like the story on how you and your wife, Courtney, just decided to pick up and go.
Yeah, so we have quite the story, but I guess 3-4 years ago when our third son, Lincoln, was born, I had the fortunate opportunity to have 8 weeks off. I was working for Verizon at the time, and we just took the whole summer. Yeah, we took the whole summer, and we didn't have an RV at the time, so we just Airbnb'd all over the East Coast. Really can't go that too far in 8 weeks, but we fell in love with it. And at the end of it, I call it the vacation hangover. Go back to work and go back into the grind. We made it a mission to figure out how to spend more time together. So over 2 years from that point on, we just started making steps towards this lifestyle, selling off things, getting rid of debt, getting our finances in order, and hitting the road.
So, just the whole object of saying we're going to spend more time together when most are trying to say, you know what, you go do your thing, I'll do mine. That's remarkable in its own right.
It's a success story already.
It's a success story. You guys already won.
And I'd say we're 1.5 to 2 years in at this point. It'll be 2 years in September. And we're still in love with it. I mean, there's things that we've seen. We're just reflecting on our last year. We've seen more things in the last year than most people see in their entire lifetime. And this coming year, we'll see a lot more too. So
it's just crazy. Now, was there ever a doubt on the road going, did we do the right thing?
I mean, initially when we first sold the house, I think there's always that kind of pause. You're like, oh, this is real now. But no, not really. I mean, there are some struggles that come up, breaking down, finding RV spots in Florida in the winter proved to be a little bit more challenging than we expected. But we've overcome all that. And yeah, I mean, I guess the only doubt was when we initially closed on our house and things got real, but from then it's been moving forward.
I would think things got real.
Yeah, it's like we're really doing this now.
Yeah, there's no turning back. You can't turn back from that.
It's funny because Brian and I used to work together.
Okay.
Back in the day at Verizon, and I don't think I would have ever have pictured you doing this. I
lost you.
Breeze line. Oh, I think we're back. Are you there, Brian?
Yep, I'm back.
All right, it's that wonderful Breeze line internet. Just kind of flops off sometimes lately. So no, I think it's amazing. But the big question is how are you guys doing with 5 of you going from place to place to place, homeschooling?
Yeah, there's 6 of us. Forgot about
it's four. That's right. There's four boys, right?
4 boys. Yep, ages 1 to 10 now.
I did tell John over here. I said I don't know if there was 3 or 4 now. So
or 17. There was a number.
Yeah, I did throw out 17.
No, I mean the boys are thriving. Tegan just turned 10, and
when he was born.
Yeah, time flies. Goes back to that whole 18 summers with your kids. But yeah, the boys are thriving. Homeschooling has been, I wouldn't say easy. I'd say it's one of our more challenging aspects of this lifestyle, but they've taken to it very well. Lincoln's starting 4 in about a month. So we're starting to ease him into the homeschool routine, and they love it. Being able to do school whenever you want. So a lot of people kind of do homeschooling on a school year schedule. We do it year round, and that affords us to be able to take a little bit more time off when we need to. If we're in an epic place like Yellowstone for a couple weeks or something like that, we'll take a little bit more time off for there. So they're in school year round, 7 days a week. Really, we don't take time off when we're in the school mode. They just go.
So I guess you would have to have residency somewhere.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So some school district or something's going to have to recognize what you're doing. So how does that work?
So we're residents of South Dakota. We switched to South Dakota August.
Taxes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most friendly nomadic state. There's a couple. There's common states are South Dakota, Florida, Texas. But South Dakota has very loose homeschooling restrictions. There's no testing or anything like that. Whereas Florida, I believe Texas does too, but Florida definitely does. And then taxes, there's no income tax in South Dakota. And insurance, car insurance South Dakota is one of the cheapest states for car insurance and RV insurance. So financially, South Dakota made the most sense for us. A lot of people get tempted by Florida for those Disney discounts, but at the end of the day, we save more on insurance than we would if we wanted to do the Disney thing. But
John, yeah.
No, I knew that about South Dakota and vehicles, because you'd be amazed how many people in the Navy have South Dakota plates on their vehicles.
I thought New Hampshire was one of them too.
I don't recall that many New Hampshire plates. But.
Yeah, I mean, New Hampshire doesn't have income tax, but I'm not sure how they handle. What steered us away from Texas was they have yearly inspections on vehicles, and if you're out of the state, it's not a big deal. You just have to get it done, I believe, within 3 days of re-entering the state. But we just didn't want to have to deal with that hassle. So South Dakota doesn't do anything like that. It's really a no red tape state at all. So we went with that one.
Well, I think it's neat. Like, they're homeschooling and they're studying something, and instead of seeing a book or maybe a movie, let's go and see it. That's pretty neat. So my question right now, how are they documenting the trip? Like, is there a vlog or?
So primarily we're on Instagram. It's Memories Over Things is our Instagram handle. That's our primary documentation. I do have a blog, but I to be honest, I haven't really worked on it too much. So yeah, primarily Instagram.
Memories Over Things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of cool pictures there.
I would totally take that.
So here, Brian, here's a question that I thought up last time, but the last time you were on, and it didn't ask it to you, but I'm going to ask it to you now. Then this is when you first told me about what you were doing. You said, I think it was 2 years. That was your first thought of how long you guys were going to be on the road.
Yep.
Obviously, it's going past that.
Yes.
It's going well past that.
Yes.
So the question is with your oldest son being 10 years old, what happens if you guys are still on the road and he's 13, 14, and now he's starting to get interested in girls?
To be honest, I could totally foresee that happening. He's probably listening right now, chuckling, turning beet red. But yeah, I mean, we're around enough people where I'd say he has more social interaction than he would have if we're living a quote unquote normal life. We had Christmas dinner with 150 people, for example. So,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, the opportunity is there for him if he chooses that.
So now you had said that also during our conversation a few days ago is that you have a rather exciting year planned.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah. So we kind of went through the whole gas prices. We're changing our route. We're going to a boring route, which was, to be honest, just hanging around where we are now, which is Indiana. Traveling up to Michigan. This area of the country is not my favorite. I'll be honest. I don't know if you can see out my back window.
Well, the slogan is Indiana because we almost suck.
I've been to Indiana once, and that was enough.
It's just gloomy. It's rainy. It's just miserable. We got here yesterday. We're supposed to be here for 3 weeks, and Courtney and I already came up with an exit plan. So, yeah. So we have a crazy year planned. Actually, we're originally going to Washington State. Gas prices made that a little bit too expensive, but we already had committed to going to the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. We went there last year, and the kids just had a ball. So we didn't want to change that. So now we're going to be touring all of Colorado, Utah again. We're actually going to be in Zion for a week or so, and eventually we're going to end up in Mexico. So we're actually going to winter in Mexico this year, which still sounds crazy to me, but we're going to be in Baja, California, wintering in Mexico with probably about 25, 30 other families. And eventually from there, if everything goes as planned, we're going to end up shooting up through Canada and end up in Alaska next year. So, yeah, we have.
So, I guess when you're traveling and you meet up, there's like a community of people that are doing it. Do you convoy? Do you caravan? Or is it just coincidental that, hey, we're heading to...
Yeah, so the community is called Full-Time Families. We're basically obsessed with the community. We volunteer a lot and help out the community, bring people together. But yeah, a lot of it's organized through Full-Time Families. A lot of it's organized through us. We'll just get a group together and we'll convoy. And the best part about that is even if you have one other person with you on the road, it takes a lot of stress off of it. You know, if you break down, you have another set of eyes, another hand to help you get through it. It just makes it so much easier. I would say for the majority of last year, especially in Utah, Colorado last year, Albuquerque, New Mexico, we were with at least one other family. And it also makes it a lot easier for the kids because typically the people we're with have kids and they look forward to 8 a.m. They're trying to go outside and play with them, and they try to stay outside all day. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Just one big sightseeing trip, it seems like.
It's not. I think that's the common misconception is this is our life. So we still have to work. We still have to make money. They still have to do school. We see a lot of things. It just so happens that we park ourselves right next to the things, so we don't need to go on vacation to see them.
That's a good point. We just park ourselves next to the thing.
Yeah, I mean, we still live our day-to-day lives, but we are right next to a lot of cool things, and generally we target the national parks.
Except when you're in Indiana.
Except Indiana, which I've kind of filled our time. We're 40 minutes from Cincinnati, so going to a Reds game next week, and I'm trying to get another Reds game in on Friday. So basically filled the next 42 days.
I would do that. I would travel. I would take a summer and travel to every baseball stadium and watch a game.
That's been on my bucket list pretty much my whole life, is to go to every stadium, and we've gone to quite a few. We have quite a few coming up in the next month too. So got to fill the time somehow.
So you had said, the kids are going to school. It's pretty much a year-round thing, and you have to work and make money.
Yep.
What are you doing?
So kind of fun and exciting. And if anybody has any questions about how to get into this, because anybody can, we sell on Amazon. So we go from store to store, look for things that make money on Amazon. There's tons of resources that help you out. Right now, our primary focus is we sell books. So we go to thrift stores. Actually, Courtney does all the shopping. That's her forte. I hate shopping, but I'll do the back end stuff and list them and prep them to be shipped. And so once she gets, say, 60 books or so that all are profitable, and we know they're profitable going before we even send them to Amazon, we just put them all in the same box, go through a software to ship them off to Amazon, and as they sell, we get money. So far that's been very, very profitable, and we're hoping to ramp it up to other things more so.
So you're buying stuff and you're actually just sending it off to Amazon?
Yeah. Yep.
And you're not shipping it to a customer?
There's no customer interaction whatsoever on our part.
What?
It is absolutely awesome. So you
Brian,
have
please
to
tell me about this.
Yeah, I mean, you have to maintain. Customers can still rate you, and the way Amazon works is they're not going to give you the sale, because obviously I can send in a book that 100 other people can send in. They're not going to give you the sale if you have bad ratings. So you have to still be kind of customer minded. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You want to send in as much as possible. So we try to hit that 60 book mark. It ends up being 2 40-pound boxes or so to get shipping costs down. But
Sure.
yeah, I'd say it's easy to do. It does take time. It's not something that's quick and make money instantly, but it's been great. And the nice part about it is, for us, a lot of people, you're in a specific area and you kind of tap out a source of books. But for us, we're moving constantly, so we can move and find another place.
Find stuff anywhere.
Yeah. It's been
pretty remarkable.
fantastic.
Now, is your wife still in her field, or are you guys just doing that?
So funny story about that. So she was officially done in January, I believe, maybe February. And then 30 days later, they called her back. So she's back with them part-time now. So 100% part-time. And she makes her own schedule. So she is back with them. But it's very, very flexible and limited in hours. So,
I was talking to Melissa about, would we ever be able to do this? She said no. I said I could most definitely do this. But the problem...
Amy would tell me, have at it. She'd say, have at it. She's going to stay here, but you can go.
But now, no. I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't want to.
Too many ties?
No, grandbaby's coming.
Oh, yeah, you do?
Yeah. So in August. So yeah, I'm so happy for my daughter and her husband Matt. They're gonna have their first child. They're gonna be wonderful, wonderful parents. I can tell they've been just waiting for this to happen, and it did. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So August. So that's why I can't do it. I ain't leaving that kid.
We got to start teaching it electronics now.
Put a headset on him.
Right.
He's gonna be it's a boy, so we do know that. She hasn't shared names or anything. So so with 4 boys and 2 adults, first of all, how do you guys keep it neat and organized?
It gets messy quick, but it also cleans up quick. It's only about 300 square feet. So, things get out of hand and we just take a time out, and just like a house,
Sure.
But yeah, kids are outside a lot more than what they would have been at our house. So that helps.
Mm-hmm.
And of course we have far fewer things. So, that helps too.
So when you go to a store and you're looking for stuff to send into Amazon for sale,
yep,
and you get a big haul, where do you put all that stuff?
So our rule is we never travel with anything that we're going to send to Amazon. It has to be out of here before we move. Part of that's the safety reason. We don't want the extra weight in here.
Sure.
We should be underweight. We're actually talking about weighing ourselves again soon, but the other part of it is it's just like you said, it gets cluttered in here when we have 60 books in here that we have to move around from place to place. Generally, they're on our bed during the day, and then they come out on the dining room table at night, and we just kind of move the back and forth until we send them in. The other part of it is part of the Amazon game is prices change like nonstop on Amazon. So just because it shows it's profitable when you initially scan it in a store, a day later it may not be. So it's advantageous to get it in as quick as possible. So generally when she goes shopping, we get it shipped off to Amazon within the same day or the next day.
So you just box it up, send it to an address, and see you later.
Yep.
You don't have a store online or anything.
Nope. Technically Amazon assigns you a store, and I could share the link, but no. They handle everything customer service wise, returns, all of that gets handled through Amazon.
Now, are you considered an Amazon vendor, or is this more of a contract work? How does that work?
I guess it would be more of a contract work. It's that we're not a vendor for Amazon. So it is, we own the business, and the people do sell their Amazon businesses, which we could do down the road if we decide to end this. But like I said, we're looking to get into more. So selling newer products, people go to Walmarts, they go to Targets, whatever, and just scan away. And if you find new products, it's actually a little bit easier than books, because once you find something that's profitable, just buy it out the whole store and send all that in, versus scanning. Thrift stores have hundreds of books, and maybe.
So how do you know if it's profitable or not?
There's
how do you
apps
know what
on
it's
your
going to
phone.
sell for?
Yeah, so for books specifically, there's an app that makes it very straightforward. It tells you how often it sells and how much it sells for. And then you just put in how
scan the ISBN or something. And,
Yep,
yeah.
exactly. And then you put in how much you're paying for it. It calculates all of the fees that Amazon's going to charge you for handling all of the business, really. And it tells you if it's profitable. For new stuff, Amazon has an app that we use. You just scan it, and same thing. You just put in how much you're paying for it. They tell you how much they're going to charge you in fees, and all the fees are calculated based on weight, size, and all that. And Amazon tells you how often it sells for too. Or how often it sells too. So if you're going to get your money back really quick, basically, if it sells multiple times a day or only a couple times every 6 months or so.
So you do have that financial outlay.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no. When you scan there's no gray area. For sure if it's going to make money. Obviously, the risk is higher with newer items because the cost is higher to buy them. And of course, Amazon could always come in and say, I'm going to match or beat your price that we told you that you can sell it for with new items. So there's always that risk. And I think that's why we've really stuck to mostly books at this point. But to really scale and get it to a very profitable business, you have to sell new stuff eventually.
I think it's just really cool. I mean, it seems like this whole adventure that you guys are on, it just seems like everything's kind of folding together nicely.
Oh, for sure. And we're always looking at ways to make improvements. And I think starting the Amazon business was one of them, because we're often, like I mentioned Yellowstone, we were there for 2 weeks. There's nothing in that area as far as stores, or it's very remote. I mean, you have your touristy restaurants and stuff like that, but we wanted to be able to afford ourselves to go down to Mexico for a month and not really have to quote unquote work. As long as we do enough and send enough into Amazon that we are consistently getting a paycheck, we can take that time off. So
what are we doing wrong, John?
We're not driving around the country with an Amazon business.
Brian, I just think that's really amazing. What you guys are doing, and I'm just thrilled you guys are happy, and just to see where you guys, what's next in the story. To me, it's like I'm following a story that just goes on and on and on. So speaking about the story that goes on and on and on, have you and Courtney come to a date where, tentatively, this is it?
No, not even close.
Wow, huh?
I have.
Yeah,
I mean, we said 2 years.
Right.
We're going to hit the 2-year mark in September, and we have all of next year pretty much planned out with stops. So I mean, we make our plans in Jell. Oh yeah, 2023. We have 100% of this year planned out. We're hoping to go to Alaska in 2023 and spend the majority of 2023, at least the summer, of course, in Alaska. But yeah, this year is completely booked out, and we have some commitments that we can't really change too much.
I don't even have this afternoon booked out. I feel inadequate.
You want lunch?
But yeah,
I remember. Go ahead.
I was going to say we're on Plan F, so we do change our plans often. We were, like I said, we were originally supposed to go to Washington, and that trip would have cost us, I think, in gas prices, just towing, not even looking at sites in that area, would have cost us around $10,000 to get from Florida up to there, and then back down somewhere warm for winter. So yeah, now we're taking a little less aggressive approach, but we're still filling it in with a lot of cool things. So
I still remember the message you sent me a couple years ago. Hey, where do I get kerosene? I'm like, why do you need kerosene?
Yeah.
And you said, well, you were up at your in-laws' house, right? And which was Plainfield?
Yep.
Moose Up, okay. And I'm like, what are you doing there? You know, and that when you told me that you guys had sold everything and you guys are, and I'm thinking, he's freaking nuts. He's off his rocker. You know, I mean, I knew I was off my rocker. That's why I had to get the hell out of Verizon Wireless.
Yeah.
And now it's finally claimed Brian. How do you feel being out of that shithole?
Oh, man. It is like, it's huge weight off my shoulders.
Yeah.
As you know.
You think about getting into McDonald's drive-through, though. Second career.
Oh no, I had a bad drive-through experience this morning. That's what he's speaking to.
Oh geez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's no.
No, they're living their best life.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, kind of going back to the books, that's what they're selling right now. This is a book. This is a story in and of itself.
Yeah. I just think that this is a family that has said, okay, this is what we're going to do, and instead of it being a pipe dream, they mapped it out, literally. Right. And did it and continuing to do it. And now after 2 years of, okay, we're going to do it for 2 years. Now we don't have any kind of time. We're going to end this. We're just going to keep going.
Yeah. And I think one of my biggest messages to everybody is anybody can do this. It's not something that we didn't fall into money. We didn't, we're just normal people. And a good testament to that is when we were in Florida this past winter, we went to they call it a rally for full-time families, and we were with 93 families, I believe it is. So there's 93 families in one location that are all doing it, and that's a yearly rally. So
that like the Target parking lot or something?
No, it's at a campground in Madison, which again, terrible part of Florida. I don't recommend it. It's the panhandle of Florida, and it's just rainy and
so Indiana, Florida.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
We left, and actually this year didn't rain as much. We went to it last year too, and this year rained a lot more than last year. Yeah, I mean, we left Orlando area where it's 85 degrees and sunny every day in the winter, and go to Madison and it's 60 to 65 and rainy. It's not our type of weather. Sorry to you in Connecticut, but
what's been your favorite state?
It's
the one
tough.
you want to go back to.
So we're going back to South Dakota because we fell in love with Custer State Park. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it should be a national park. The place is just magical. There's hundreds of bison that you see regularly. You have to generally stop your car and wait for a herd to cross the road, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful state.
I've been to South Dakota.
It's very underrated. I think people.
I thought it was beautiful.
People think the Dakotas and they think it's covered in snow 365 days a year. Definitely not true.
No, it gets when it's cold, it's really cold.
Yeah, and they do get some pretty severe thunderstorms too. Rapid City's known for their hailstorms, so
Mhm.
we have a couple friends that have gotten caught in that. So that's a little scary, and that of course happens in the summer. Utah is amazing too. We're going back there. I think we're going to end up spending about a month there again this year, and we were there a little over a month last year. So my biggest gripe with Utah is you kind of start to crave seeing grass. It's
Nice.
mostly desert, and it's all red rock and sand. But yeah, the Florida in the winter is absolutely amazing though. The amount of families that we're around, we can go to campfires every night if we wanted to. And generally we pull into an RV park and we know at least 5 other families there already. So, yeah.
So I'm assuming you guys and you all keep in touch, and it's like, oh, hey, the Joneses they're going to be here.
Oh yeah,
And,
we
that
have a
kind of thing?
Discord. Yeah, we have a Discord server and Facebook chats with everybody. So everybody knows where they're going. We share our routes. We kind of overlap. We're actually we were with one particular family last year. We're going to be with them a lot this year. And then a couple other families we met over the winter are planning to go down to Mexico with us and hopefully to Alaska too. So
Is there that one family though that is in the Discord, and then they show up at every place you're at? Hey, look, honey, it's the Culpins. Come on over there. Hey, we're gonna bring them a cherry cheesecake. It's Clark Griswold.
no, that hasn't happened. Yeah, it's fun. I'll be honest. Sometimes the social aspect of this gets exhausting. So if we've gone to RV parks and not said a word before and just hid and parked somewhere, hiding away, and we always get found out somehow. But it
Damn
does.
GPS.
There's actually an app. It's funny you said that. There's an app called Nomad Near Me, and we're on that. It doesn't give you your exact address. It doesn't tell you like it's not. It basically gives you a general area. So, and it alerts you if you're friends with somebody on it. It alerts you if they're within, I want to say 50 miles of you, but
so it's kind of like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
And it's funny too because from like November to April timeframe, you can look at that app and you can see just a cluster over Florida. It's just 100 plus families in Florida. And then as April comes, May especially, people want out of Florida. So then at that point, everybody's spread out throughout the entire country. So
Do you see the question on the board there?
yeah. So hurricanes, tornado, we haven't had to deal with hurricanes yet. And luckily, generally those, you get pretty good heads up. So we would just leave if that were to happen. Tornadoes have come up. Yeah, we would just pack up and leave. Tornadoes have actually come up quite often this past couple months. We're in, when we were in Madison, we had a couple tornado warnings, tornado watches. I'm trying to think of where we just were, where we had, Tennessee. We were in Tennessee and near the Smoky Mountains. And we contemplated hitching up and moving. Generally, if it's just a watch, we're just glued to the radar and watching to see if that changes. If it's a warning, if we're not prepared, we just leave the RV. We'll get in our truck and leave with the whole family, and basically sacrifice the RV. If it becomes a warning, you typically don't want to mess around with that and want to get out of it pretty quick. Some people opt to stay. If you're in an area in an RV and you want to stay, they recommend filling up your water tank. So make your RV heavier, closing in your slides, hitching up to your truck. If it's a towable, just make yourself heavier. That's the biggest thing. But yeah, luckily it hasn't come up too often. But when it does, we know what to do. We're in Kentucky near Diamond Caverns last week. Actually, we're with another family, and I think that was the closest we came. We made overnight bags and everything because the storms were not looking good, and we weren't going to move the RV. We didn't have time, but there was a tornado shelter right down the road. We're planning on being there for the night, but it ended up fizzling out, and everything was okay.
So I have a bad camper / tornado joke for you.
Oh, geez.
What's the difference? Or no, excuse me. What do a Kentucky divorce and a tornado have in common?
What?
I don't know, but someone's missing the double wide. Thank you.
Yeah.
I totally screwed that joke up, and it wasn't even half good. So.
Yeah, tornadoes aren't fun. I mean, usually the technology has gone where you have at least some
Fair
heads
warning.
up nowadays. Yeah, they generally tell you that it's possible, and then eventually they say that they're happening. So, yeah, they're not fun, but it's part of it, and we just prepare ourselves.
So I don't know. I mean, we got to go at this point, but I don't know.
It's intriguing.
I know. I would just.
Yeah.
There's so many things. Every time you answer one question, Brian, it's like I got 3 more questions. You know.
Yeah.
It's like so. So, but we need to do this again. I mean, we haven't done this in about what 6 months or so.
Yeah, I think it was November because I think
Yeah.
I had just gotten into Florida, so I think it was
Gotcha.
probably about 6 months.
So let's. Could you think we could do monthly updates?
Sure.
Where is Chris?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be a stretch. I think when we're in Mexico, that may be a little challenging, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100. We haven't 100% nailed down the connectivity aspect of Mexico yet. But yeah, I'm down for it.
Okay, very good, Brian. Thank you very much. The best to Courtney and your boys, and
Thank you.
Continue to live your best life.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Take care.
Thanks, Brian. All right, that's Brian Culpin. He is it's something else, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, currently
It's
in
something
Ohio.
else. Yeah, and here's the other thing too. We find out is that Indiana sucks.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, I've been there one time, and that's enough.
That's it. All right, we got to get out of here. I know you have things you got to do.
Yeah.
It's a Thursday. It's a busy day. Grizzlies playing Wyndham at Wyndham today. We are not covering that game. However, we will be covering Saturday's game.
Stonington.
Against Stonington right here at Grizzle High School. It's Little League Day. Place is going to be packed.
Yeah, hot dogs, hamburgers.
Hot dog here.
Little League Day with the high school Saturday, Stonington, 11 o'clock varsity game.
Popcorn here.
Right.
Cracker Jack here.
Dude, see if we can get Kate to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
That would be fun. Ice cold beer here.
What was that? That mid-Atlantic accent, right? We got to go, but isn't that what they had?
I think so. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Be safe.
There are all sorts of advertisements that ask you to shop local. When you think local car service and repair, look to Winton Automotive on North Main Street